Yo, what's up, Evil Empire Live TV? This is another Evil update, and I got some shit to catch up on, because holy shit, last Saturday at 6 Rad Metal Bands, just a crazy fucking show. Everybody put on awesome performances. In the beginning of the show, like during load-in, there was a huge thunderstorm, torrential rainstorm. It was freaking nuts. So I held up load-in a little bit, but we did get the show started within about a half hour, 45 minutes later, something like that. It was cool. Everybody was partying. It was a great time. And then, 3 songs in, during Carried by Six's set, my amp overheated, and I could not produce any sound. So luckily, Don from Carried by Six let us use his giant bass cabinet, and Andrew from Seeking Out September, he hooked up some weird mixer thing, hooked it all up so we could actually mix the bands out. The bands took it all by themselves. I had nothing to do with sound for like the last 3 bands, yeah. So, and those 3 bands all kicked ass. You can barely even tell the difference in the videos of like the sound difference. It was awesome. They handled it good. So, shout outs to Andrew from Seeking Out September, Don from Carried by Six, and all the other bands, because everybody was patient and cool. And the guys from Abhorred, and they were awesome and patient and getting the set. And then they delivered. It was a fucking killer set. All 6 Rad Metal Bands killed it last Saturday. It was freaking amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't get to record a 5 questions alone because I was so freaking busy doing all this crazy shit, but handling all the show stuff. So yeah, it was nuts, but it was fun, and we did get a lot of footage, and there is going to be some footage of like kind of behind the scenes type stuff, because there's a lot of footage of like the craziness that went on behind the scenes, not just the performances. And even though I didn't get interviews, we captured some shit because I got a new camera guy, Ratner, shout out homie. He's been filming the performances, and he's taking over the camera stuff so I can do more stuff in front of the camera. So it's going to be a lot of upgrading. So expect a lot of content. And don't forget, next month, May 13th, is Punkarockarama, featuring the ghost of Fu Kang Walker, The Galaxy Has Eyes, Typhoid Rosie, Bellwether Ritual, and my homies DHR. That's May 13th at Jabberjaw's Bar and Grill in Allentown, Pennsylvania. If you didn't know, I do shows there every single month, and it's fucking killer. So, yes, and I am going to be doing a 5 questions alone on May 13th with all these bands, because particularly The Galaxy Has Eyes and Typhoid Rosie, I have interviewed them for 5 questions alone before, last year at Pretty and Punk out in Delaware for Horror Punks USA. And that was the show where my microphone broke, and nothing recorded, and I interviewed like 7 different front women in the bands, and only 3 of them worked. So I want to start getting some of them bands back from last year to interview them as also. So yes, a lot going on with 5 questions alone. And then June 10th is the Dead Army Tour, featuring Dead Reckoning, Burned of Effigy, Grave Bloom, Obsolence, and Reverence. So yes, that's June 10th at Jabberjaws. That's going to be a fucking wild, heavy-ass fucking show. So yes, and I am working on a lot of big shows coming up through the rest of the summer into the fall. Like, I got some wild shit coming in October also, so get ready. So yes, expect a whole shitload of content, more bands, more shows, and more 5 questions alone, and the Evil show. So, please subscribe, come out to the live shows if you're local to Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, and because if you don't, it ain't a fucking party unless you're partying too.